Welcome. LJ here, and I'm noticing a little ant on my camera. It is the season, right, of an occasional ant in the household, at least where I'm at. So, yes, welcome, and I'd really like to be able to see more if I have some of you here. Anyways, if you can comment, if you come on, please do. But I'm back, and yeah, I wanted to share about this concept that I've been realizing. You know, I love to share from what I'm realizing in my play with all of this yoga and meditation stuff, a lot with myself, and then also in how I get to share it with others. But yes, this idea of embodiment is something that I'm seeing is really a big part of what we get to do, you might say, with our yoga of all sorts. And, so part of that, even I'm going to embody a more yoga-like pace right now by stopping, pausing. That would be an example of me embodying what I learned from my yoga and meditation lifestyle. To embody that even more could include a pause and a laugh and a sip of the warm tea as I let you start to soak up some of what I'm saying here. And yeah, that you and I can start to see that when we use our yoga of any sorts, whether it's a lot about what we get to do on the mat, is about this embodiment that we get to really play with and reconnect with again and again and again. Even getting on the mat as a way to, there's so many levels of this, even getting on the mat as a way to work with ourselves, deal with ourselves, shift energy, change things, let stuff go, even release trauma. We now see we get to do with things like our yoga of all sorts, shift emotions, let go of memories, change our conditioning even, but really reconfigure the embodiment of how we're holding ourselves. It's a lot of what we get to do with our time on the mat as one example of yoga, and just the embodiment of getting on the mat to work with the body, handle the body, treat it like an energetic thing that it is, and also a living tissue thing, right? With organs and glands that all now we know do better with the right support of motion and movement. And a lot of these exercises do that, which is really nice too. So you're also getting to embody what you know and want for your body in doing that for your body. But then also our actual time on the mat, when you get into like what's happening in our moments, we're really getting to play with embodiment and reestablish even how we're embodying the energy that we are, how we're holding ourselves in relation to how we're feeling and how we're thinking, and how we're embodying even what we believe is true about life in the world in how we're actually holding ourselves in our bodies, right? And how we're even embodying that in how we are off the mat, when we're out in the world, when we're in a conversation, when we're in a relationship. How much are we embodying what we really know and feel and want when we feel more connected, right? And if we see our yoga as union, any practices, perspectives, and psychology that facilitate our union, right? And that the more we get into that union, the more we develop that union, the more we commit to that union even, we can see that it helps it get easier to embody the union even, right? And so embodying it really is such a cool word in that it actually has the word body in it. So it really helps us remember how much our body is the place that we're going to feel like how we're embodying ourselves, and how much what we are thinking, how we are focusing, how we are responding, how we are imagining, what we are believing, like what beliefs we're functioning from, how much that's going to change the embodiment of like who we are right now and even how we show up in the room, much less at a party, right? Or in a project. So, yeah, I feel like it's exciting to see how much our yoga practices of all sorts help us with the embodiment of it all. Because on some levels, I can see this with myself. It can be so easy and fun to just kind of intellectualize about a lot of these things and start to understand them in our minds even, but not quite be embodying them in that how we're actually holding ourselves or feeling in this moment, going with what we think we know in our mind, much less how we're embodying that in how we're being in life, right? So to see that embodiment is what we are working with. This word crew or crux or crew, is it the crux or the crew? Either way, that word, I had to look it up for a moment when I felt like I wanted to use it. And I found that it does mean like the crux of the matter would be the most important issue or even like the decisive point. And synonyms would be like the heart, the essence, the central point, the main point, the core, the center, the nucleus, the kernel, the bottom line. So yeah, I'd be willing to say that the bottom line, the core, the essence, the heart of our yoga in all its forms, whether it's our journaling, our walking, our time in nature, our play with sound, our use of breath, our all sorts of forms of meditation, right? Our time on the mat, whatever it is that is our yoga, our connecting practices, how much really the crux or the crew, however you're supposed to say that word, of the matter here is the embodiment that we're getting to explore, expand, reconnect with, remember, like, oh yeah, that's how I want to be holding myself. That's how I want to be feeling. Even that's how I want to be thinking. That's how I want to be being. That is what we get to do with our union, is to use that union to embody more of who we are, how we want to feel, how we want to be, and letting it all be more integrated, right? And like whole. And yeah, all the good that's going to come from that, just more embodiment and knowing and really knowing and seeing and realizing that our practices, our perspectives, and psychology can all be about this embodiment, right? But how much even the simplest of things, like just taking one breath, can change our current embodiment, right? Or just pausing or finding a way to relax or quiet a little bit. So there's, yeah, exciting ways we can go with this embodiment, but I'm excited to share and see and help more of us realize that our yoga can be about embodiment and more of that, right? So thanks for being here. Love sharing what's coming through, what I'm realizing, what I'm learning. And if there's, some ways, I know I'm building ways all the time that I can help you with the ways that I'm offering yoga therapy that can help you build your repertoire of ways to embody what you want in your life and how you want to feel. And so, yeah, if I can be of help, send me a message and let's talk about what format might be the best for you. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Sending love. Namaste.